Good morning all. Well, back in the UK, it's my first ride in the UK since getting back from France. It's a bit of a damp one, but it's quite warm. I'm with Wendy, and the reason we're on the A52 at rush hour is that we're on the way to watch stage 5 of the Tour of Britain. It was quite wet this morning, but the sun's coming out, and our plan today is to watch the start, and then we're going to scoot across to a passing point where they come through Radcliffe-on-Trent. Looks to be a couple of sharp bends there, so should get a good view of the riders. So that's the plan. We'll see if it works out. We're at the beginning of stage 5 of the Tour of Britain, and the sun's coming out. It was wet earlier, but now it's getting sunny. So we've got a nice food stall here. It's Complete Foods, who are all over the Nottingham area, and they've very kindly put this spread on for everybody free of charge. Can you believe? Everyone's a bit shy, they don't want to talk. I think they're all too busy. So it's really good. So we've got kitted up with pork pies, sausage rolls. No, I haven't got room for another one, thank you. Today I'm sporting a very nice shirt from Active Lincolnshire. I do a bit of work with Active Lincolnshire, and got back from France, and there is a very nice shirt arrived. It's the team colours, so thank you, Matt, from Active Lincolnshire.
4 stages. Let's welcome on to the podium. Liverpool have entered the spirit of being here with Robin Hood.
He's so back in it.
John Robin Hood.
Yeah, I just had one. It's really cold.
Is it?
So we have our team of Tennessee Racing. Give a round of applause. Let's welcome to his great great about the support of your all. Sure you join us on.
Thanks to the start.
Yeah,
It's great, isn't it?
it is. Lovely. They're all enjoying their bit of fame.
Radcliffe. Oh, bless. bless them.
Here we go. 5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
We're on our way to our next port of call, which is to watch the race pass through Radcliffe-on-Trent, and we're at the Nottingham end of the Grantham Canal. Don't know if you can see, but the Grantham Canal is not a canal. It's more like a roadway because there's no water in it. Water's totally disappeared. And that's the drought for you. Well, we've arrived in Radcliffe-on-Trent, and as you can see, there's a really good turnout. All the school children have been brought out, the sun's out, everybody's getting quite excited. The traffic's still flowing, so I don't think they'll be coming through just yet, although we've had a couple of the team cars through. Well, this cheer's just for the team cars, so I don't know what they'll be like when the riders come through.
Over here for the AK Delta ribbon, Radcliffe-on-Trent, leading group of 4 riders with an advantage of 4.5 minutes.
So, 4.5 minute gap between those leaders.
The biggest and best bike race on the road to Great Britain. This is the AK Bell Tour of Britain. 4 leading riders with an advantage of 4.5 minutes. We'll give just a few moments time. Get ready to make even more noise.
There's a race car. Here they come.
Here they come.
Got some lead.
This looks like the main peloton.
They come in. Yeah. Wow. They're all in their teams, aren't they? Do these bikes ever fall off? Noise.
Well, we've just been interviewed by the BBC, don't you know? So got a plug in for Ride with Roy, but I bet they'll edit that out. So Wendy is going to have to shoot off. She's got things to do, and I'm going to ride back to Grantham. This is part of the tour route. In fact, they came this way probably an hour ago. But of course, they came the other way, and an awful lot faster than I'm going. I think the average speed to where we saw them at Radcliffe-on-Trent was 38 kilometres per hour. Well, fair headwind today, so I've stopped for a little break. I'm at Langer Airfield. It's one of my favourite stopping places. It was home to 207 Squadron Lancasters, but now it's the parachute school at Langer. And although it's quite blowy today, there's some parachuting going on, so we'll watch a bit of that. I don't think you'll be able to see the parachute aircraft, but I can see them. I would imagine that they're at the right height for the drop, and there's two of them, so could be quite a few on this drop. They looked like they were doing one of these manoeuvres where they all join up, because as they came through that cloud they burst apart, and now we can see the canopies. Must be exhilarating. Both of my boys have done it, but you would never catch me jumping out of a perfectly good aeroplane. What I didn't know when I was making this video is that we certainly wouldn't be watching the news to see if our BBC interview aired. And what we also didn't realise is that this would be the last stage of the tour of Britain. And that's because shortly after I got home, there was news coming in that Queen Elizabeth II was giving her doctors cause for concern. Now, of course, we'd had reports recently that the Queen wasn't up to taking on some of her duties, but we did see her inviting the new Prime Minister to form a government just a few days before. The news that was coming in was different to this. It was clear that some sort of protocol had been initiated, and the whole mood of the newsreaders suggested they knew something we didn't. And of course it was then, I think about 6 o'clock, that news came in that our Queen had died at 96 years old. That's a really good age, as they say, but I guess we thought she'd be around forever. I was born in the year that the Queen acceded to the throne, so she's really been a fixture. I suppose, like a lot of things, I probably took her for granted, but on reflection, you realise what a great woman she was. It then made me reflect on the national anthem. The national anthem was written just as a song in tribute to royalty in 1745, and I guess in 1745 people were much more subservient and saw the royalty as something above them. I think Queen Elizabeth II changed all that because she made it clear that she was serving us, the people. So the line in the national anthem, "long to reign over us," I would imagine maybe wouldn't sit too well with the Queen, because she reigned for us. But sadly she's gone, and now we have a new king. It's going to take some getting used to talking about the king after 70 years of talking about the Queen. But I'll just end this video by saying, rest in peace, Your Majesty, and long live the King.